Good morning, happy Wednesday. It is 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just getting ready to have breakfast. I wasn't gonna eat because I'm trying to do intermittent fasting, but then I realized that I think I may or may not be getting Botox today. I'm interviewing the women who own an injectables clinic for my podcast this morning, and part of the deal was getting Botox, but I don't really know if that's gonna happen this morning or not. So anyway, can't show up not eating because for those of you who don't know me, I pass out with needles. So gotta eat, prepare yourself for that kind of stuff. So we're gonna make a pumpkin spice smoothie to be trendy, basically. I sometimes put in pumpkin, not to be trendy, but just in general to replace carbs. So instead of using like oats or something, you can put pumpkin in it. But now that it's fall and everyone does pumpkin spice everything, we're gonna do pumpkin spice smoothie with liquid muscle vanilla egg whites, which is not sponsored, I just buy them. They're Canadian, so support your Canadian businesses. Yeah, so let's do that. Okay, so for the pumpkin spice smoothie, I have pumpkin, yogurt, egg whites, vanilla protein, cinnamon. So I'm going to blend it all together and hopefully it tastes good. Here is the final smoothie, and so here's what we used. You can use normal egg whites too, but I'm much more into liquid muscle. Okay, so we're gonna try it now. It's a little bit thick, but it's good. Tastes like a pumpkin spice smoothie. It is a little bit thick, so if you wanted to add almond milk to make it more like liquidy, probably need a straw. Didn't want to use a straw because you know how people feel about plastic straws, so we didn't put that in the video. But it's good. Comment below if you try it and if you like the recipe, and tag me on Instagram to show me that you did it at Almost Fit with 2 F's. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this. It's my breakfast, and then head out to buy medical. Perhaps give Botox, perhaps not, but also interview them for the podcast. And then I have another interview for the podcast because I'm just doing it, so I have a ton of them ready to go. And then getting my nails done, and then we go to the gym. So kind of like a work day, kind of like a fun day. So what else do you do on Wednesdays? But yeah, so let's go do that.
That's your area. The area I've had my like it's my area too. Yeah, and you'll find as you age, and Botox changes as you age because over here, and we can pretty much do as long as so we need to definitely and I'll just wait it too. Let's see here. So I had to furrow because the ballot is coming up. These are just I'm angry and concentrating. Those aren't happy lines. So those are good ones to get rid of. Yeah. And then you can see them there at rest. But there's tension in the muscle even at rest. So what we can do is we can relax those further with Botox, and it'll actually lift your brow up a little bit too. Okay. Then that radiates up and helps soften some of this mid-frontalis, and then we can go in. This is your frontalis muscle from here to here, and then we can go in here and soften this. Now you can go in there and you can put 20 units in there, and it'll prevent you from lifting your brow, and it'll make you feel like this. Mm-hmm. It's not a good feeling, and it looks Botox because you can't move your face. So we want you to have some expression in your face. So we want to treat a little bit lighter, knowing that you'll have expression, but we're softening those lines. So lift your brow really high for me. And you're very strong, and you're stronger on this side. You lift higher on that side. You can see that, right? So you're lifting higher. Yeah. And relax your brow. And you can see how your lids are slightly different too. One is lower than the other, and the eyebrows. And we're all like that. We're always symmetrical. Yeah. So we work at trying to make you more symmetrical. As we get older, our asymmetries become more apparent because once we start losing the fat and collagen and elastin, unfortunately, it becomes more obvious. But we can treat that. We can work. So what I would say for you is I would love to do through here. Furrow for me here again. You also have a muscle that goes around your eye called your orbicularis oculi, and when you furrow like that, you can see here how it presses down and it causes a little bit of hurting. So it's really nice to put a bit of Botox here and naturally just open that up a little bit too. So these three areas are very much related. You don't really have anything going on through crow's feet, so I wouldn't bother with that yet. It's not even a preventative measure that we need to worry. Here though, these are pretty deep, so you can see even when I pull them out, you can still see the lines. So the first time you have Botox, those aren't good. They will be greatly improved, but they won't be gone 100%. But as you get Botox regularly, those diminish more and more and more if you stay on top of it. So it's important for the sake of prevention that you stay on top of doing Botox. So do it 3 times a year. I started when I was 32. I'm 46 in a month. And it was the best thing I did. I used to use I should have told this in that, but I used to use my student loan to pay for my Botox. Thinking, what am I doing? I'm so insane. And I'm like, thank God I used my student loan to pay for Botox. I'm so happy. So, I mean, really, it's about self-care. And so don't hesitate to go ahead and continue that. So, furrow hard for me again. So we'll soften this through here. And you don't need a lot, just a little bit. And then lift your brow high. And then through here we'll go about 8 and 15. So we'll probably do about, you have quite an active forehead. I know. Again, I don't want to over Botox it. But at the same time, I definitely want you to come back for a follow-up. So because we'll take photos and we'll look, but then we can tweak it if we need to as well. If we need to add a little bit because you're pulling higher on one side or because you do pull higher naturally. And we'll talk about the amount of movement you have and what that looks like and feels like. Because it's strange the first time you have Botox, where in 4 or 5 days it takes about that long to start kicking in, and it really truly takes 2 weeks to fully be in. You'll go look in the mirror and you're like, I feel like I'm furrowing and I can't. Like you're very aware of the sensation of having Botox. The first maybe 1 or 2 times you have it. After that, it's just there because it becomes the norm just to keep your muscles more relaxed. Okay. So actually, what I want to do, we'll probably do 31 units is what I'd like to do. So 31 units, and I know we're doing something for you there, right? But it's 300, just so you know, for people, $341 is what it is. So I want to lift your brow, soften this, and make this nice and smooth. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I'll take that for you. So we've done our photos already. You're going to sign your consent afterwards. No, you have a chance of bruising. We all knew we're very vascular. The needle I use is super tiny. It's like pinch done. It happens really quick. The whole treatment takes about 3 minutes to do. It doesn't take long. If you do bruise, it's usually pinpoint and it resolves within a day or 2 and easily covered up with makeup. And afterwards, you'll look a little bit red because I'm going to clean with alcohol, so skin is reactive to alcohol. When I focus on the needle, so you might look like you have little almost mosquito bites, but they're gone usually in about 20 minutes, and then we can powder you. I don't want you to add any liquid makeup over top of the injection sites for a few hours because that is going to, it's a portal, right? And it can introduce bacteria and infection. For 4 hours after treatment, no laying down, no strenuous activity. Not touching.
That's good to know because I don't go to the gym then.
Yeah, 4 hours. So it's 10:30 now, so until 2:30 today. After 2:30, you can go to the gym. So just those 4 hours. And don't wear a hat because, again, as I was saying earlier, a millimeter of a difference in that product will make a change in what I'm doing. So say if I do Botox here and you go home and lay down, I can move and then it can give you a droop rather than a lift or one. Right. Yeah. 4 or 5 days until you see any results at all, and then that just slowly kicks in until at 2 weeks you're at peak, and that's when we have you back for follow-up. And then we take a look and assess and talk about what's the plan going forward, and then plan to when to see you next, and if we want to do any changes or Any questions? Are you happy? Any allergies to anything? No. Botox is very benign anyway. Typically, even if people have allergies to all sorts of things, it's very rare to have a reaction to this, like 0.001%. Right. So I don't anticipate that, but don't hesitate to call us if you have any questions. Google it is not your best friend. Yeah. They will give you 100 different answers for the same question, and you won't like any of them. No. Yes. They're like, you're going to die. So. Yes, exactly. I got Botox and you're going to die. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Stay away from Google. Come to the experts. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'll just draw this up.
Okay, guys, so I just got Botox for the first time. I'm now sitting outside my next meeting, so this will be quick. But I got Botox, and people were probably like, why'd you get Botox? But if you can see, can you see? Okay, you only can kind of see now because it's kind of red because of the Botox. But I have like really distinct lines because I'm a very expressive person, and I have been my whole life. I had lines on my head for literally since I was like 16, and it doesn't like really bother me, but Botox is more for preventive measures. I'm not old, but you're getting there. And also my brow furrows, which is like everybody, especially people that like stare at a computer or their phone when it's bright out. It's just like your muscles get used to it, and that's just what's been happening. So this was just preventative measures, and I'm working with them to promote their new injectables clinic in Calgary and also to just get Botox. So I interviewed them for the podcast. You watched the whole thing happen. I cut it off because I am prone to fainting. Fun fact about me. So they gave me apple juice. I didn't pass out completely, but needles are just not something that I'm into. So I knew it was going to happen. Happens anytime I go get a needle done. So that's why you didn't see the rest of the appointment. But yeah, so it takes about, she said, 4 to 5 days for you to see it, and then about 2 weeks for it to fully be in like why you went. So I'll go back in 2 weeks for a follow-up so we can kind of see like what happened, what it looked like. But yeah, so that was fun. It kind of hurt for like 10 to 15 minutes after, just because like it is a needle, so that's what hurt. But I can kind of like feel it now. It's not like a hurt. It's just like I can just feel my forehead. It's a very weird feeling. But yeah, so that was really fun. But if you're interested in Botox, I'll link all their stuff below. And if you just tell them that you heard from me, from Rachel, they have a great referral program. So yeah, so just let them know that I sent you. And now I'm going to go. I'm going to be late. I'm going to record another podcast. So welcome back to another workout. This one I'm taking you through an upper body workout that focuses on back and triceps. It's a little bit different. Usually I do lower body, so I wanted to share just a different workout to show that I do more than just legs. So I started off with rolling my legs because they were sore from a leg workout the other day. And I always find it important to roll out and to stretch properly. People get lazy, I get lazy. There's no judgment, but I think our bodies would be much happier if we spent more time rolling and stretching. So here I'm just rolling out all sides of my legs. It's a little bit slow and it's not super long because they are really sore, but had to get the blood flowing, and I had already done an elliptical workout. So that was how I started off after the elliptical, rolled out, stretched, and then I got into my workout. So I started off my workout with Superset, and this was a lat pull down, and I did 10 to 12 reps, and I upped the weight every set. It's up to you how you want to do it, but that's how I do it. Keep the same reps, up the weight a little bit, because there's only 3 rounds. So I supersetted the lat pull downs with a straight arm pull down. I lower the weight because I cannot pull down the same amount as I'm doing with my lats. So I put it to, I think it's 45 pounds on the machine there, and I do another 10 to 12 reps. So that is the superset, and I did that 3 times. And then I moved on to the next exercise, which focused on my triceps. So this was another superset, and I did 10 to 12 reps of tricep pull downs with the rope extension thing on the cable. And here I think I did 45 pounds. I don't go too heavy because it hurts my elbows. And then the second exercise in the superset was triceps, but overhead extension. So it seems like it's the same movement, but it is targeting slightly different parts of the tricep. So I like to do both in the workout. And then the next superset I did, sorry guys, it's a lot of supersets, was a single arm row because I was still at the cable machine. I like to do this. I keep my legs bent just so that I'm level with it. And so you want to make sure you're putting pressure and focusing on the muscle pulling back. And I supersetted this with an oblique twist. And so here you want to focus again on the muscle in your obliques and not use your arms to move it. Use your whole core. And don't go as heavy as you think you should. Keep it a little bit lighter so that you can focus on the muscle and actually get your obliques working rather than just using your arms. And the final superset that I did was tricep dips on a bench. I did 12 to 15 reps because you're not using any weight, and the straighter out your legs are and the closer your butt is to the bench, the harder it is on your triceps. And then I supersetted this with a bent over dumbbell row. And I did 10 to 12 reps on each arm. I kept the weight the same, but it's up to you if you want to up the weight or lower the weight. You just want to make sure that your back is flat and that you're focusing on pulling up with your back muscle and not your arm. And that is the end of my upper body workout. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.